Hi, church family. My name is Lori Moreland, and I work on staff at Heights Church, and I'm also a volunteer leader for junior high ministry. One thing that you may not know about me is I have an amazing imagination. Sometimes that imagination can take me into some really wonderful and exciting places and ideas, and sometimes it takes me into places that I really wish I didn't imagine that. And I think back to this one particular time when I was a young woman. I had gone to a movie with some friends. I didn't want them to know that I was a bit of a chicken when it came to scary movies, so I went ahead and went with them, and we went to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, so that was fine. That was fine for a couple days. But there was one day when I found myself where my imagination just went out of control. I lived at that time in a basement apartment, so I had to walk down the steps to get to where I lived, and my windows were all on the sidewalk level. And I found myself sitting in a chair in the middle of my apartment, just absolutely paralyzed with fear. I couldn't get my phone in my imagination because my phone was near the windows, and I was afraid that there was somebody lurking just outside of that window. Oh, I didn't tell you, it was evening, so it was dark. And I couldn't go to my door because I'd have to walk up the stairs into an area that was unseen by me. So I was absolutely glued to my chair, and the fear was just running through me, and my heart was pounding, and I probably was crying too. I just didn't have the ability to do anything because my imagination had hold of me in such a strong way that I was paralyzed with fear. You know, that's a funny story, and it's so silly when I think back on it now. But there have been so many times throughout my life when I have found myself in a place where I was extremely paralyzed by fear. A fear of what might happen, a fear about what could be, what if this happened, or what if that happened, or who knows what it could have been, but it was all part of my projecting into the future, my imagination. And I couldn't move forward because of it. But one of the things that I'm grateful for when I look at my walk with Christ is that as I've gotten to know Christ, spent time with him in the chair, read his word in the Bible, and reflected on what he had to say, I found that he doesn't reject me when I'm fearful, but he has a plan for me that can help me walk through that fear when it grips my soul. And that is the words that I find in Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 8. It says, "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all that he has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything you can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus." And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. So I've learned that being in fear doesn't make me a bad person. It just means that at that moment I'm in fear. But I have a tool now that I can go to, and that is God. He is there for me. He's walking by my side. He's not judging me. He's loving me. And he's reminding me, hey, I'm going to take that fear from you. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to carry it for you. What I want you to do while I carry your fears, I want you to start thinking about what is good and what is pure and what is admirable and what is lovely. That's what I want you to do. And I'm going to give you peace. And that's what I was looking for all along. I was looking for peace, not fear. Sometimes I find myself getting stuck on things from the past, and that tries to be like that horror show that I was experiencing, the fear based on seeing. Sometimes I get stuck on things that I know about myself from the past. And when I get into that place, it's like evaluating my future based on something that happened a long time ago. And when I do that, my failures create a blinder that I can't see the wonderful future that God has for me up ahead. And I go back to that verse in Philippians and I think, okay, God, take this fear, take this lie, take this imagination that I have created, And once again, show me what's true, show me what's lovely, show me what's real, and show me the peace that I long for. And that is what I'm grateful for. So God is there for me, and He's there for you, walking by your side. Having fear and having anxiety doesn't mean that you're any further from God. He's just waiting for you to bring it to Him, and He'll carry it for you. So as you go into your devotions this morning, and as we part, I just want to remind you that God made you an amazing person. He loves you, and He longs for you to come before Him to share those burdens, because He wants to carry them, and He wants to make your load light, and He wants to let you experience the peace that He has for you, so that you can also share that with other people. So have a wonderful day. Know that we love you so much, and we're so glad to be a part of your life.